YouTube has been so frustrating for me. My algorithm shows somebody like I forgot his name, Bo or something like that. Legion of Men, some type of he reacts to people's videos. Usually people like me who make content and it's just real authentic videos. There's no like skipping around, there's no fancy lights, there's no microphone. It's just authentic, real me talking about things, my opinions, things that are happening in my life. And so he reacts, and it's frustrating because like, oh, just make videos. Like, yes, it works for a lot of people. It does, but I've been doing this for 10 years. I made one video that had 400,000 views on. It was a short, and then after that, it's been like dropped off, and I've just been out of the algorithm ever since. That video got me 1,000 followers, but that doesn't matter. Like it. I listen to YouTube channels like Big Ward. He's got 80,000 followers, something like that. And he's sitting here talking about there's no growth. I'm not growing. It's like I've hit a wall, and I feel like I've hit that wall. I feel like that video I made that was just like uh what is that? What is the what I'm looking for? The analogy I'm looking for where it's a flash in the pan. Like I was lucky because like they were trying to promote shorts and they were pushing it in the algorithm and now that I don't think they are as much anymore. But for me, I feel like I've been so suppressed and every single platform I feel like I've been suppressed, even on X. I go on X and I use it, and I don't even feel like using it anymore because when I'm on X, all they see is the same crap. It's just like huge content people. People have a big following. People make all the money. All they do is engagement farming. They don't say anything worthwhile. There's no creativity. It's like Cat Turd is like the most infamous one where, like, he'll see somebody's post and put fire, like a literal fire emoji. He'll have like a word or like, and then they just get all these views, and it's like, dude, I don't block anybody. I might mute a couple people because they annoy me, but I think that if you block people, you should like get demoted in the algorithm. I think that blocking people is inhibiting connection. Um, and there's a lot of people that are for blocking. I'm one of the very few people that are against blocking. I let people say whatever they want to say on my comments. I haven't deleted any comments. I don't block anybody. Like I said on X, I'll mute a couple people that annoy me. Because that's like turning the channel. They just say the same thing over and over, especially the people on the left at this point. Um, but yeah, it's frustrating. Like I'm glad for these YouTube channels that are small and they're getting more recognized, kind of like mine. But it's frustrating for me to see this and then see like for these big content creators just hit record, and I'm like, I've been hitting record. I've written 2 books. I can write another book. Um, I've created music. I've made so much content. I've made shorts where it's like kind of like little skits, like cringe skits. I've tried like everything. And there's no progress. Like I've hit a wall. And what it does to me is it tells me like I don't think that social media really does anything for me. And when I put myself out here, I did put my name out here. I was doing that for a while too. I was like, yeah, here's my face. I'm not like sitting here literally hiding like some anonymous person on the internet. I'm showing my face. I am showing my name. I'm not showing my name now because I'm trying to get a job, and I don't want them looking through my social media like, oh, this guy's kind of controversial, and I don't want him working here because there might be problems if the other coworkers find his content and they start like getting upset because of his opinions. So like I've decided to hide it because I'm not progressing. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not. It's not really doing anything for me. For me, for the last like, I've been out of work for about a month and a half now, and I was on X a lot when I was working, and now I'm not really on it that much. Like seriously, like, I have all this time on my hands. I spend my time playing video games a lot. Um, I've actually regressed a lot, and I fasted for 5 days. I broke my record. That was cool, but then it's just like I've gotten more fat. And I've been cautious with my money. I'm always cautious with my money. I don't make huge purchases. You know, like before. For me, it's kind of like at this point, I don't want physical possessions. I don't care about physical possessions really. They don't really do anything for me. It's kind of like the way I feel is like nothing really serves me at this point. And I think there's a lot of people that could probably relate because like we're in a time where, and I'm hoping things will get better. You know, I think that we have better leadership in charge of the government. Um, and I don't think that Trump or Elon are kings like the people on the left like to say. I think that like they are. I think they troll. Like they just troll. Like I think that Trump is trying to have fun. I think he's a showman. I don't think I think he wants to just guide our country in a better position. Because like what the left is like, oh, they're gonna take your Social Security, this and that. But it's just like if we continued business as usual, we will fly off a cliff, and there won't be Social Security for anybody. There will be nothing for anybody. We'll just be paying every single tax dollar just on servicing the debt. That's where we'll be. We won't be able to afford nothing. There'll just be constant wars. People won't trust our dollar, you know, and then we'll have to like go to war with them to like, go, you're going to be oppressed by our dollar. But this is what I'm saying, like, and I know like my content's everywhere. That's just how it is. I have ADHD. That's just who I am. I might have talk about this or that. Like one thing that's very interesting to me is Grok 3. You can create video games, and Elon's saying we're going to be able to create AAA video games with Grok. Like what? So you're saying I'm gonna be able to create whatever? Like at some point, very soon, I'll be able to create and outperform like established video games. That's going to be a game changer for me. And that's what I'm saying. Like I have a lot of creative ability, and what pisses me off so much with all my creativity is like it feels like life is putting me down a path where I'm just like I just have to do these jobs where I fucking hate. I don't want to be there. And like there's like basically no, that's how it feels in my life. There's like hardly any opportunity. You know, a lot of people are struggling in the dating market, including me, which I did pretty well. Now I'm old and washed up. I get it. I'm old. I'm ugly now. I'm a little bit more out of shape now. But it's just like when I see when I go out in public and I see people like with their significant other, and I see people having kids, and then I look on the internet and it's just like people. I just think that people make up things, and then it gets blown up on the internet, and then we kind of like feel like it's the normal when it's really not. I think the internet like exaggerates things, and then we start I'm guilty of this myself. I fall into like the red pill community, the manosphere. Like I was heavily into the manosphere, heavily. And then I'm just like, I started like thinking about, I question these guys because they're basically like still in high school. They're talking about being a man, being a leader, but then they advocate for guys sleeping around. And it's like, how can you sit here and crucify women for sleeping around, but then it's okay for you to do it? You know, I'm one I'm a reformed degenerate, but the problem is like I've never said just go sleep with a bunch of like girls, like just go because like, and when I was doing it, I wasn't trying to go after like ones that I felt like were still pure. Like they can still bond. If I felt like there was somebody that could still, like, I think, bond, and I wasn't really being serious, I wouldn't really try. I went for a lot of single moms, I and what it was I was trying to fill a void. Like people fill a void with food, or they fill it with drugs, gambling, sex. That was a big thing for me. And with these red pill community guys nowadays, and it's just like they don't live in reality. Everything has changed since 2020. People have gotten accustomed to be isolated, including myself. And it is harder to survive. Everything's inflated. It seems like entertainment is very cheap, but actually living and keeping my body maintained, keeping it moving forward, keeping it safe has gotten extremely expensive. And you know, I'm happy for the people who have small channels that are progressing and doing good, and they get more. They're getting somewhere. They're getting paid for their content. That's cool. And it's just like when I hear, oh, just go put on, like, people are just filming dumb things. They want authentic connection. And it's like, I've been doing this for fucking 10 years, dude. I've been like, I don't edit these videos. These are long format videos. People are like, oh, they want this. Like, they don't want edited, and, like, you're putting on some type of production, like mainstream media, like the news. People love podcasts. Why do they like podcasts? Because people can actually, like, articulate themselves without being interrupted and being rushed to a commercial. What else I've noticed lately too is all the ads being thrown at me, the constant ads on YouTube, and it makes me, and Rumble too. Rumble's really bad, and it makes me not even want to use it. It's like when I'm listening to a video for like 13 minutes and I've already had to skip ads like 3 different times. I feel like my attention, wherever I'm putting my attention, should get some type of value, on social media, but it's not. It's like we're still in some type of old school mentality where they scrape my data of what I like and what they want to advertise to me, but I don't get compensated at all. Because they're going to use their free service, but the free service is like, they're using me, because if they didn't have me or you, they wouldn't have a business. They wouldn't have content. They wouldn't have attention, or they wouldn't be able to scrape our data. So they would have nothing. It's just like, this is what pisses me off about companies, is they just take and take and take. When I hear people, what's his name? He basically runs the. He's gonna be taking over for Tim Pool, and I think that's a mistake. He's the lead singer from Oliver, Phil Labonte. I like Phil. I like his music. I don't like him. I like Tim more than him, it's just like, when I hear them talk, they are the elites. Like, I want society to do good, because I like having a roof over my head. I like having running water. I like having electricity. I don't want to try to make it in nature. That is brutal, and I would not survive. Most of us wouldn't survive. So we need society. And what I see from people like them is like they ignore and they bootleg everything corporate. Like they're literally corporate zealots when they said they were fighting against. They think that they're not, but they are. But you're rich, dude. Like, it comes to a point where it's like, dude, you are the establishment now. So that's what they're trying to maintain, is like their order. But they ignore, I mean, not them, but like they ignore this other establishment that do screw over people, that don't pay the people who actually produce things well. Like I said the other day, I was offered a job to make $13.50 an hour. The job I lost, I was making like $25 an hour, and they think I'm going to drive like 30 minutes, 40 minutes just to make $13.50 when I can just do that at a fast food place. And I will be driving brand new cars, like all this responsibility put on. I'll get paid less than fast food workers to drive brand new Jeeps from off of the plant, which I'll probably have to learn stick shift. Like I haven't drove stick shift in forever, and drive it, I don't know, 15 miles. All that responsibility, and because this is a staffing agency, all that responsibility with that brand new car. They don't want me to have any marijuana in my system, which I live in a weed-friendly state. And you shouldn't be smoking weed at work. You shouldn't be high at work. Same thing about drinking. They want me to have a clean background. They want me to have a clean driving record. But they only pay you $13.50? That's absolutely... And I just said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to subject myself to driving for 10 hours a day for basically like almost 12 hours a day. Because like it'll take me, 40 minutes to get there and 40 minutes to get back. Like that just doesn't make any sense. I'm wasting, I can get a little bit of money, but like it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything for my bank account. It feels like it's a detrimental thing. Like these people, the government is number one, the biggest problem in our lives. It is completely corrupt. Like the left is correct. There was a bunch of unelected bureaucrats who control everything, who are probably corrupt. Probably the people on the left who are screaming that Elon is horrible and Trump is horrible and they're Nazis and they're fascists. Like, that's exactly what they are, and that's at this point. It's like we're at a point, and I know like people don't hear about politics. I get it, but you have to understand what is actually happening when you have. I bet you we're gonna have a lot. Like the Epstein list is about to be released, man. Like it's on Pam Bondi's desk right now, and for people not to care about that, I get it. Doesn't affect your personal life, but if your favorite celebrity was like doing harmful things to little kids, wouldn't you want to know that? Like this, like there's could be a lot of things that come out, and people are going to be exposed for crimes, for literal crimes, from stealing from us. They make their and that's the thing is the rights or whatever MAGA's they're all about corporations. They're all about businesses, which I think capitalism works best when you have a ton of small companies competing against each other, not like huge companies that turn into monopolies. That just basically it just turns into communism. It just stagnates the economy. It stagnates innovation. And it's like so overbloated, and it turns into like a feudalist type of system. That's what it basically feels like. We're the serfs. Like the working class, the people at the bottom are just like the slaves, and that's what it feels like. Are we slaves? Do I have to work? No, but do I want? I could be on welfare. Like I won't get housing. I won't get Section 8 housing. Like we don't. It's like 10 years to get that, and they don't care about guys. Like, so it's like participate for peanuts where there's no carrot. That's what it is. There's no carrot at the end of the stick. And then people are wondering like, oh, why don't people want to work? Why won't women work? Well, a lot of men aren't getting access to women. That's number one. People aren't having kids. That's number two. But why women aren't really interested in men? Because they're sitting here and their expectations are so high because there's so much. they get so much attention and validation on the internet. That's why I say, like, for a woman to have like a small social media account is more attractive than a one that has a huge one, because it's like she isn't you can tell she isn't like sitting here, like other things matter to her more than just like getting attention all the time. And that's all it is. It's like they get attention all the time, and then they see this, they see that. It's like, I could be like Kim Kardashian. That's what their mindset is. And I've seen this for a while. They think they look at Kim Kardashian. She has prominent figures after her, but like, is she married right now? Is she with somebody? She's been divorced a few times. Single mom, as far as I know. And in that situation, you see Kanye, which is, he's trying to like physically replace her with somebody that looks basically just like her. It's a sad, that situation is so sad overall, so sad. And people are trying to create relationships, especially either side, based off superficial things only. They don't try to get to know each other. They don't ask like, hey, what's your values like? Hey, I want to meet your parents. Let's see what your parents are like. No, they just care about like how they look and what you can what you can provide for me. Especially for women, it's like what you can provide for me. Men, it's like, it's how you look all the time. Like, I need you to look hot all the time. You need to like and that's unrealistic, man. That's seriously unrealistic to think that your woman is gonna look like a 10, a runway model, 24/7. And it's unrealistic for women to be like, you're going to date this high stat, like you're a regular woman, which it could happen for sure. But most regular women aren't, and they think they're better than they are because of guys give them validation continuously on the internet, and guys will not stop. They just won't. And we continue down the drain, this downward spiral, because it's both of our faults, man. And I thought that women would have woken up by now and been like, man, I want something real. I want something that, like, you know, a man that's going to stick around. He's not going to just say, hey, I'm coming over at 11 o'clock. Are you doing anything? Oh, no. Okay. Then he just goes, like, I was that guy. You know what I mean? Like, and for me to be single, like, I deserve to be single. I don't deserve a relationship. But when I see other people, it's sad that where we're at, you know, it's completely super. I think that what's going to happen is people are going to stop using the internet, stop listening to content as much, because it's not really doing anything. You know, I haven't been using X as much. You know, I was trying to be a reply bro. I was trying to grow, but I wasn't growing. I wasn't getting followers, and maybe I would get likes from prominent figures, or maybe like a sentence they'll respond, but they never respond to my response, because they have so much. They have so many people that are like coming at them all the time. I think that we need, if we're gonna have a social media, and I think YouTube is crazy, like how they haven't like built onto this community. It's crazy how YouTube is like so limited. Like people go to another platform to engage in the community besides in comments. Like they gotta go. A lot of people go to Discord or whatever. It should be linked up. It should be more organized. But it would be nice if there was a popular, because TikTok is I don't get any, and I get the same thing, man. I don't know if it's because of my phone number, like it's linked up. I tried different accounts. I've tried to make new accounts. There's nothing works for me. There's nothing. I've tried everything, man. Even like I think, like, I haven't really put any money into like boosting my stuff, but I might have spent like $5 on Snapchat to try to boost some political thing I wanted people to see, but it would be nice if there was a social media where people were incentivized by so much by like financial, but like by your creativity. You get put more in the algorithm by how creative you are, by what you can put out there. And it just feels like it just feels so suppressed. If the algorithm and AI is still so dumb. It's so dumb. Um yeah, I'm out of words. That's it.